And now, ladies and gentlemen.
Hello and a very warm welcome to the Kennel Club Breeders' Competition Final. Now this, if you haven't seen it before, is a real spectacle coming to you live from the main arena here at Crufts 2022. Now I'm joined in the commentary box by Frank Kane. Frank, tell us a little bit about what we're going to see.
Well, it's one of the most prestigious prizes for breeders. It's to show that their evenness and quality throughout their breeding stock. So we'll see breeders with teams of 4 dogs, which they've bred, coming in. The judge will be assessing them for not only breed type and quality, but for evenness, homogeneity across the group.
So first in, we have the Newfoundlands. And second, the Acna Canadian Eskimo Dogs.
And now from the pastoral group, the Australian Shepherd Dog.
And coming in now, a very, very good-looking team of Australian Shepherds. Blue merles and a tricolour there.
Followed by the
They're
Belgian
followed
Shepherd
in
Dog
by
Groenendael.
the Belgian Shepherd Dog Groenendael, also from the pastoral group.
And now the breeders' team of Border Collie.
Now, big cheers, I think, for the Border Collies. We've seen them working very successful, and here they are from the Goitre kennel. Famous kennel, been very successful in the breed.
Pyrenean
Next in, we have the Pyrenean Mountain Dogs.
The Liz Jovia kennel, and 3 of them there.
And also from the pastoral group, the Swedish Valhounds.
Another from the pastoral group, the Swedish Valhounds.
The Eriks Fjord kennel of Miss Stewart, Miss Patterson.
And now we move to the Terrier group. Please welcome.
Now we're
the
moving
Irish
on
Terriers.
to the representatives from the Terrier group. Here we have the Holborn Irish Terriers.
A rather sedate pace coming across the ring. The evenness is the only colour in which the Irish Terriers appear, this rich red colour.
They're the Manchester
Here's the
Terriers.
smooth-coated, the Manchester Terriers.
So they are Mr. and Mrs. Knight's Talonors.
And they look like peas in a pod, don't they? And that's one of the things that you want, the evenness in type.
Oh, wonderful outfits here. So these are the Parson Russell Terriers,
The next
Mr. and
group
Mrs.
we
Newport.
see are the Scotties.
And here comes the black Scotties, the tartan sashes on their handlers.
Followed on by the soft-coated Wheaten
The outfits are one of the
Terriers.
treats, aren't they, here? And we've got the soft-coated Wheaten Terriers, bringing the glitz and glamour.
Now we move to the Hound group. Please welcome the Bassett Griffon
There's a lot of
Petits.
glitter there, isn't there? Yes, and here's something more work like the Petit Bassett Griffon Vendienne.
So these are our
Next in
first
we
representatives
see the
from the
miniature
Hound
Smith
And
group.
Red
don't they look
Jacksons.
smart and very even indeed? Look at them, all the same shape, and so are these. This is a clever combination. Red miniature smooth
It's a long way
Dachshunds,
for those little
contrasting with the outfits of the
And now we
handlers
see-
It's
there.
not often we talk about
Yeah.
fashion here, but that is a lovely match. Something a little bit bigger now. We might have a slight run in here. Here we've got the Deer Hounds. These are the
And
Packway
finally from
Hounds.
this group, the Rhodesian Ridgebacks.
And here, striding in the Rhodesian Ridgebacks.
And now we move to the utility group.
So moving on, we've got the
We've got the
utility group.
Dalmatians.
First in, instantly recognisable, we have this team of Dalmatians.
And these come from Northumberland, Mr. and Mrs. Pearson with the Calevra.
They're followed by the German
Dalmatians.
Spitz-Mittel.
So these have been followed in by the German Spitz Mittel, also from the utility group.
And the breeders' team
A group of
Japanese
sable-coloured-
Shiba Inu.
Identical in type, and so are the handlers actually. And look at this,
Followed closely
and more.
by
It's a Scottish.
The miniature poodle.
Must have some Scottish loyalty from these breeders for the Japanese Shiba Inu.
I hope he has something under that kilt, that's all I've got to say. Here we have the miniature poodles
First
coming
group from
in.
the toy group
A group
is
of
the
browns,
Coton
yes.
Detouliers.
So first from the toy group here, these are the Coton Detoulier.
And we welcome the Pomeranians.
Now look at these Pomeranians coming in. They look like little Jaffas on legs, don't they? Here they come.
They are beautiful, aren't they?
And the next group we see are
Taking
the
their
Pugs.
time. So here we have the Pugs.
A very smart
Now moving to
selection
the gun
from
dog group.
Mrs. Story's Rodenash. A lot
See
of
the
champions
first
in the
breeders
breed
of
for this kennel.
Hungarian Vizzlers.
And again, some lovely matching jackets coming in there. So we're moving on to our gun dogs. First of our gun dogs is these Hungarian
Another breeders' team
Vizzlers.
of Hungarian
And that's the
Vizzlers.
Vislania kennel of Mr. and Mrs. Chalice. And another group of Hungarian Vizzlers is coming
They're
in
followed
now.
into the ring by
Mr. and
the
Mrs.
breeders'
Sutherland's
group of Pointer.
Camlocken kennel.
Followed by the 10-shilling Pointers, owned by Mrs. O'Neill.
And they're worth more than 10
now the
shillings. They
black
always have lovely quality
I don't know
here,
what
I
that
can
is,
tell
Frank.
you.
Not a clue.
And here the flat-coated retrievers.
Very smart group there.
Jenny Griffiths there leading her team in.
Always popular here. We have the Labrador Retrievers.
And in comes the first team of Nova Scotia Duck-Tolling Retrievers.
And there, the Nova Scotia Duck-Tolling Retrievers, the very smart red and white dogs, those little white feet, how even they look, absolutely.
Well, it looks like they're going to keep coming because we've got three groups of them.
Groups of them. They're gaining lots of popularity. They're a lovely breed.
So this is our final group of duck tollers.
And they're followed by the team of Welsh Springer Spaniels.
And here come some very stylish Welsh Springer Spaniels. Very colourful jackets, but the dogs themselves, this lovely rich chestnut and white.
Out of the 40 that qualified for this competition. Obviously not here.
So, Frank, these dogs have got here by qualifying and accruing points, haven't they?
Yes, the qualifying heats at General Championship show and Group Championships throughout the year. They get points when they're placed. They amass the points. The top ones are invited to Crufts.
And there's nothing like this, is there? It really is. Since it was introduced, it really is a spectacle.
Yes, and I mean, how many dogs do you think there are in this? About 150 dogs in the big ring at the moment.
The most that you're ever going to have at one time, probably.
Marvellous spectacle.
So our judge for this is Dr. Ron James. He's really well known, isn't he, Frank?
Well, he's a famous breeder of pointers, the Jasmine pointers. He's also in Basenjis. He's judged the gun dog group at Crufts before, and he's judges a lot of breeds. That's Dr. Ron James, a veterinary by profession, yes?
So he will have looked at these dogs and prejudged them, won't he? Because this is a big job to do.
And we would stress that the handlers' outfits have nothing to do with the placing. The judge is looking at the dogs. He's looking at them for the quality in their breed type. He'll have looked at them as a little team, and also that they're even. There's no mismatches amongst them. They're all of the same type, same shape, and all moving well.
So although the outfits are nice, they aren't to detract from the dogs, which is what we're here for and what's been judged.
But it helps to make a nice spectacle in this big ring, doesn't it? Yes. So he'll have looked, remembering what he's seen at close quarters. The Welsh Springers.
Have you judged this competition, Frank? Is it quite difficult?
No. Well, I have judged it. I've judged it abroad as well. So it is. I mean, the quality is. Breeders are very proud of their stock and want to compete. And getting dogs, 4 of them, at this top level is a wonderful achievement. Just going around looking at their heads and expressions for evenness.
So a lot of the dogs in each team will be relatives of one another, won't they? Siblings or parents and
that's right. Sire and dam and the siblings, as you say.
3 or 4 exhibits from the same breed, and must have one handler
Now,
per dog.
These teams of Vizzlers look very closely matched, don't they? And that marvellous set of pugs there.
And the Poms as well.
The Abercalthera's Poms, they've been very successful. They were placed in the final last year. Just look at those. Look at that little round ball of fur on legs. It's wonderful. So alert. There's the distinctive top line of the Coton Detoulier. The curve over the top line. Brown Poodles.
I'm still not sure why we have tartan with the Japanese Chibarinu, but
they must come from Scotland.
They must do.
Yes, breeders from Scotland. Stuart Pearson with his team of Culebra black-spotted Dalmatians.
These are breeders that are responsible, having
striking set of Rhodesian Ridgebacks.
that their breeds are bred to be healthy,
and what a good impression these made, these red miniature smooths coming in.
Making sure they're health checked, reared and socialised responsibly.
And why, Frank, why as a breeder is it so important to have that continuity of type?
Well, it's what, they breed to the breed standard, and you're only going to win if you get dogs of the highest quality, and they take pride in breeding quality dogs that not only they can win with, but other exhibitors can buy them, introduce them to the show world, and then win with them as a team. That's a wonderful achievement for a breeder, in which they take great pride.
As Dr. James concludes his walk
Now walking down, there's those always eye-catching, the Australian Shepherds, the Belgian Shepherd dog, Groenendales, then there's statuesque Pyrenean mountain dogs from the Lisjovia kennel, the workmanlike, and there's a wonderful look, that Irish, giving him the dirty look, as they call it in the Irish Terrier breed. Yes. These very smart black and tan Manchester Terriers and the Parson Russell, so workmanlike.
So the breeds have been stood in their groups, so as you go around the ring you can see the gun dogs all together. And he's going to select a shortlist now.
And this will be a hard job, I can tell you, because there's a lot of good groups in here.
So the Newfoundlands, they were first into the ring, so Gunner's News.
Yes, Gunner's News Kennel.
And the second of our short
Mr. and
list,
Mrs.
step
Baldock.
forward, the Lisjovia Pyrenean Mountain Dogs.
So second up, we have the Pyrenean Mountain Dogs, Lisjovia, from the Pastoral Group.
And another of our shortlist.
There's only 3 of them. Some of the teams have 4, but as long as they've got a group of at least 3 dogs. And these are all Blaireau marked. That fawn in the coat there, this biscuit-coloured markings, we call that Blaireau marking, yeah?
Parson Russell Terriers coming in now. Digger-den, they are.
Digger-den, that's a good name for a Parson Russell, isn't it?
It is,
Yes.
So the next team to be selected for the shortlist is the Dalmatians.
Those Dalmatians. Kelevra. Is that how you pronounce it,
Yes,
Frank? Did I say it
Calabria,
right?
yes.
Yep.
From the toy group, please step forward.
From Washington.
Coton Detoulier.
Near Newcastle.
Those Coton Detoulier from the toy
Right.
group.
And another of our toy group representatives, the Rodenash Pugs.
There you are, that team of lovely pugs coming in. The Rodenash, Mr. and Mrs. Story, breeders.
And from the Gun Dog group, please welcome
who's
into
going to
the
come from the
ring,
Gun
centre of
Dogs?
the ring, the Flat-Coat Retrievers.
The flat-coated retrievers.
And this is Jenny Campbell's kennel, and some of the viewers might know Jenny because she was occasionally a dragon in Dragon's Den. So this is her other passion in breeding flat-coated retrievers.
Usanic breeders group.
Probably not how she made her money, just a guess.
But she was looking so forward to competing here. She'll be delighted to be in the last shortcut here.
And then we have the centre of our Nova Scotias, so that's the Usanit kennel.
Using it, yes, that's right. My friends have a dog from them, and he's a most wonderful pet, Roxy Bear they call him, and it looks like a teddy bear, yes. And there we are. And there's our short list. What a wonderful spectacle for the people in the stadium here. Big crowd for a Friday. This arena makes a wonderful spectacle for a competition like this.
It's great to have the space, isn't it? I mean, there's very few places where you could get them all together.
As the main ring is clear, all our breeders' teams in the shortlist will be moved again by Dr. Ron James.
And of course, when we get to Sunday, we'll have Best in Show in this arena, and that's one of the great spectacles of the dog world.
The all-important decision.
There's Dr. James, deep in concentration.
This Kennel Club competition.
Now we're going to see them as a group going round. Now this is where we'll get coordination in movement, right?
So the first of our shortlist to be seen is the Newfoundlands. These are all bred today by Mrs. C and Mr. D. Baldock, and come from the Gunner.
Now giving instructions, he's going to watch them, coordinated moving. He's going to look at the dog's rear movement as they drive away from him.
Newfoundlands.
Looking for firm hindquarters, using their hocks well. Nice coordinated dressage turn there. And here they come in. He's looking at the front action there. So it's not just a sort of superficial look. We're looking for soundness and breed type and even quality. There we are. That's Claire and Darren Baldock's kennel. That's Claire Handling and Dawn Milburn, Sarah Farrell and Mandy Black in the team there.
So our next group is the Pyrenean Mountain Dogs. Just wait for those Newfoundlands to finish their slow motion running. And here we are, onto a team of 3 here. We have the Pyrenean Mountain Dogs. So these are owned by Mr. and Mrs. Holmes.
Now, majestic breed. They should have, some leg length. They were flock guards. They have to be imposing, but also should have a degree of elegance in them. That's a lovely pigmentation on the faces.
Been showing for 28 years and breeding for the same.
And the dogs, obviously great friends, looking at each other. Aren't we having a good time?
Are we going to cause some trouble? Yes.
That's the Lisjovia Pyrenean Mountain Dogs.
And round they go. See the middle dog getting the tail right over the back. That's good to see. It's called making the wheel.
So next to come into the centre of the ring, wonderful outfits here. We have the Parson Russell Terriers. So Digger-den. We like this name, don't we, Frank?
Certainly, and they're a very successful kennel. And of course, they also work their dogs so they're really fit for function. Parson Russell, we'll see the best of breed winner later in the group, but here they are, working terriers, strong skull and strong muzzle,
apparently they also compete in agility, which is nice. Good to see dogs.
And they can be smooth-coated and broken-coated. That's a mixture of rough and smooth hair. They're the Diggerden Parson Russells. A little bit of the hunting outfit in them there, isn't there, in this their image?
It is.
Striding out, very smart.
This is the Diggerden Parson Russell Terrier Breeders Group, bred by Mr. and Mrs. S. Newport.
So next into the centre, we have the Dalmatians.
3 black-spotted Dalmatians. The breed also comes in liver-spotted, but they've kept the black-spotted for identical matching here. Out they go, these carriage dogs striding out well.
Mr. and Mrs. C. Pearson.
That's Stuart with his wife Carol in the middle and Miss Scarlett Burnside helping them to make up the team. And the dogs are Gloria, Patsy and Guy. Yes, there we are.
Brilliant names.
Dalmatians.
There's a lovely move with this back one, really stretching out, striding out well.
It must take a lot of practice to get them coordinated at the same pace.
Imagine them practicing in the garden at home.
Yes.
Yes.
So here we have our first selection from the toy group. This is the Coton Detoulier. So these are owned by Mr. and Mrs. Scott from Yorkshire. So your neck of the woods. Do you know them well, Frank?
Well, it's the Coo Cotton Kennel, and I know some of the handlers. So there's a nice picture. Smart handlers, the dogs looking very similar. The Coton Detoulier has this rise over the loin and then the tail carried higher. It's a single-coated breed. Lots of work goes into getting the dogs look like this.
They aren't a specialism of mine. To me, they really do look very identical, I've got to say.
There they go, and see the top line there, the tail carried over the back.
So the Coton Detoulier is there from the toy group.
It is a long way around that ring for small legs.
What do they call a group of pugs? A puggle, do you think?
A puggle. We're going to call it a puggle, Frank. That's what we're calling it.
Look how identical they look, standing firm. They're dark
Just
masks.
wait for those to come round, the Cotons.
They're fine.
And now we'll see
fawn
the pups.
coats.
This is the Rodenash group
And off
of
they go.
pups, bred
It's
by
Kath,
Mrs. K.
Mrs. Kath Story, the breeder on this side. Helpers for the day, Sian Hindle, and Gemma Holm and Victoria Hill. They come from Oswald Twistle in Lancashire. And the pugs are called Olive, Stella, Gloria and Bertie. Yes.
Rodenash pugs.
And they've got a mix there, haven't they, of dogs and bitches,
Yes,
which is nice to see.
It's Bertie with his harem, I think, yes.
So the pugs there from the toy group. Moving on now to our first of the shortlisted gun dogs. These are the flat-coated retrievers.
From the gun dog group, the breeders group of flat-coated retrievers.
Roanvorg they are, owned by Jenny
From the
Campbell.
Roanvorg kennels.
And Jenny's on this side, and
Bred by
she's helped by
Mrs.
people
Campbell.
who have partnerships in her dogs, and she's bred the dogs for them.
So 3 of them are siblings, it says here, Winnie, Wizard and Barney, and they were created the night before the first lockdown. So they probably didn't have the most normal start to their show careers.
And of course that applies to lots of dogs in the last 2 years. They've been to very few shows.
Yet my own dog never had a puppy career, so... But these are very smart set, and the flat coats always look beautiful under the lights in the main arena, don't they?
And very happy. They're the happiest of the retrievers, and always lashing that tail from side to side.
And the next group lined up to move, the last of this shortlist.
So the last of our shortlist here.
And here are the Nova Scotia duck-tulling retrievers of Mrs. and Miss Westwood from Wolverhampton, the Usenit kennel. Nara, Fern, Toffee and Harley are representing the kennel. They've been 35 years breeding this, and so very successful. Have had several champions, and Mrs. Westwood has judged the breed at Crufts in the past. What a lovely even set. Look at the little white tips on the tail, one of the breed features, white on their feet, and this wonderful expression in their conical wedge-shaped head.
Brilliant
a lovely
family
breed.
pets, aren't they, as well?
Yeah, and it's the smallest of the retrievers. So if you thought the Labrador and the Golden Retriever was a bit big for you, this is a great breed for you, and great characters.
So a really lovely shortlist there. 8 sets for our final of the Kennel Club Breeders' Competition. This really is a really prestigious award to win.
The awards in place.
So our judge, Dr. Ron James, taking a look.
Just for him to make that
What do you think, Frank? Anything catch your
Well,
eye?
I think that there's a lot of... It could go anywhere here. I think the pugs looked well, the Newfoundland looks well, the Dalmatians very evenly matched and good movers.
I like those Coton Detoulier.
There.
And the Novus, I think they're all good. It's a strong selection.
And very even. The black silhouettes of the flat-coated retrievers looking very stylish. They're the raciest of the retrievers, so they've got these flowing lines and that lovely set of Nova Scotia duck collars. Well, where's he going to go?
Well, he's pulled in the board, so it's time.
I think, Judge.
It's the Dalmatians. Stuart Pearson
Right.
and his wife with the Culebra
winners are the
Dalmatians
Dalmatians.
win the Agria Breeders' Competition here. They'll be very delighted with that, I can tell you.
Mr. and Mrs. Pearson.
Ah, there's the Newfoundlands
And
coming out.
Newfoundlands.
The Gunners'
Gunners Newfs, Mr. and Mrs. Baldock there from the working group.
Down we go. The Pugs, the Roden Ash Pugs in 3rd place.
And the last position's going to go to those beautiful Nova Scotia duck
Oh,
tolling
that's fantastic. They're
retrievers.
using it, Nova Scotia duck tollers. They don't have far to go home tonight to Wolverhampton. And they'll be coming back, I'm sure, on Sunday for the gun dog judging.
Place, the Using It Duck Tollers, the Nova Scotia Duck Tolling Retrievers.
So again, can I ask you to show your appreciation?
So there we
to
have
the
it,
other
our
breeders
winners.
before they leave the team?
A beautiful trio of Dalmatians. Mr. and Mrs. Pearson must be absolutely thrilled.
So, ladies and gentlemen, let's have a quick word with our winners here. The Dalmatian team, the Collies, all the way from Newcastle.
Yeah, something like that.
Congratulations, Stuart. How do you feel topping that amazing competition?
I was happy to be shortlisted, to be honest. It's speechless.
Speechless.
Yeah.
No, that doesn't happen often, his wife said. So, just tell us a little bit about this breed. Why are the Dalmatians so a fantastic dog to own, live with?
They're like a clown dog. Everything's different with them every day. They're nice to live with, energetic.
And you can tell I'm a Dalmatian owner because this one knows that as well.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
jumping up at me.
Yeah.
So, what are you going to do tonight to celebrate? Obviously, you're going to be showing these guys tomorrow as well.
I know, so it's a bit of a mixed bag because, as you all know, I like to party. And,
Yeah, we do know that, Stuart. Well, many congratulations. There we go, ladies and gentlemen. The winners of the Breeders' Competition, the Collies Dalmatians.
And Stuart a little bit tongue-tied there. He's overcome by winning the competition. Looks a bit dazed by it all. Yes, in shock. But what a wonderful achievement for them. Only small breeders keep a handful of dogs, and dogs live as house pets, so that, you know.
It takes a long time to breed if you have that. If they live in your house, they're pets, you know, you can't keep having litters, so to have that continuity, it's a real achievement.
Who will I give this to? It's a glass, is it?
So celebrations there for the Culebra team tonight.
Well done, Stuart.
And they'll be back tomorrow, won't they, presumably, to perform in the
Yes, the
utility
utility group. Yes, they'll be showing tomorrow.
in their breed classes. So not too many.
But this is a good start to the weekend for them, isn't it? Yes.
Yeah.
I think we might see a lap of honour in a moment when they collect their thoughts and their...
He looks like he doesn't want to do a lap of honour with that trophy, and I completely understand.
The dog quite unfazed, all wagging their tails. They've enjoyed this experience, haven't they?
Well, I mean, what we don't realise is a lot of these breeds don't get shown with other breeds, do they? So they go in the Dalmatian classes with the Dalmatians. So to be next to some Newfoundlands is quite exciting as a dog, isn't it?
So enlarging their social circle.
Yeah, it is.
Yes, yes.
So we really do want to see those Dalmatians move, don't we? I mean, they
Because
are carriage dogs. That's where they come alive.
And that's what they're all about, judging them on the move. So... now.
So can I ask our winners to do the lap of honour? So our audience can show their appreciation to the
Well,
winner.
that's been a lovely spectacle for the
Of the Kennel Club
spectators
Breeders'
in the arena.